भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी. So Hare Krishna, today's shloka is Srimad Bhagavatam 1.13.27. Let me quickly bring up my screen. Hare Krishna, is the shloka visible? I have opened multiple screens, so I'm a little doubtful.
Yes, Prabhuji, only your shloka is visible.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. यह स्वकात् परतो वेहा, यः स्वकात् परतो वेहा, जात निर्वेद आत्मवान्, जात निर्वेद आत्मवान्, हृदि कृत्वा हरिं गेहात्, हृदि कृत्वा हरिं गेहात्, प्रव्रजेत स नरोत्तमा, प्रव्रजेत स नरोत्तमा. Word by word meaning. Yeah, anyone who swakat, by his own awakening, paratvaha, or by hearing from another, iha, here in this world, jata, becomes nirveda, indifferent to material attachments, atmavan, consciousness, hridhi, within the heart, kritva, having been taken by harim, the personality of Godhead, gehat, from whom Rajet goes away. Sa, he is Narottama, the first class of human being. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He is certainly a first-class man who awakens and understands either by himself or from others the falsity and misery of the material world, and thus leaves home and depends fully on the personality of Godhead residing within his heart. Purport. There are three classes of transcendentalists, namely, number one, the Dhira, or the one who is not disturbed by being away from the family association. Two, one in the renounced order of life, a sannyasi by frustrated sentiments. And three, a sincere devotee of the Lord who awakens God consciousness by hearing and chanting and leaves home depending completely on the personality of Godhead who resides in his heart. The idea is that renounced order of life after a frustrated life of sentiment in the material world may be the stepping stone on the path of self-realization, but real perfection of the path of liberation is attained when one is practiced to depend fully on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who lives in everyone's heart as Paramatma. One may live in the darkest jungle alone out of home, but a steadfast devotee knows very well that he is not alone. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is with him, and he can protect his sincere devotee in any awkward circumstance. One should therefore practice devotional service at home, hearing and chanting the holy name, quality, form, pastimes, entourage, etc., in association with pure devotees. And this practice will help one awaken God consciousness in proportion to one's sincerity of purpose. One who desires material benefit by such devotional activities can never depend on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although he sits in everyone's heart. Nor does the Lord gives any direction to person who worships him for material gain. Such materialistic devotees may be blessed by the Lord with material benefits, but they cannot reach the stage of first-class human being, as above mentioned. There are many examples of such sincere devotees in the history of the world, especially in India, and they are our guides on the path of self-realization. Mahatma Vidura is one such great devotee of the Lord, and we should all try to follow in his lotus footsteps for self-realization. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Shah Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahadana Raghunath Anvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padana Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Shahi Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhye Evacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayati Girim Yatkapahadam Ham Vande Shri Guru Nitaranam Paramananda Madhvam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So Hare Krishna, very nice shloka. And yesterday we were hearing from Matrapati Prabhu in the Srimad Bhagavatam class in temple. So we understood that how a devotee is very, very, intelligent. And in this purport also Prabhupada is somewhere hinting at that a devotee should practice Krishna consciousness with a lot of intelligence. And that is why it is important to practice under the guidance of a, pure devotee or a representative of a pure devotee, so that we do not waste our time and we follow in the right mood. Sometimes when we come into Krishna consciousness, we have this tendency, we have seen many people who join newly. So they have this tendency that they see devotees and they become attracted by devotees because the way devotees dress up and the way devotees' appearance are, the tilak, kantimala, and japamala. So these are very nice attraction for a person who was in the material world and who was leading a karmi life. So they want to just quickly imitate things and try to show that okay, they are also good devotees. But at times we see that often we see that inspiration is just a external inspiration, and somewhere there is a tendency which is towards expecting some glorification from other devotees or from the material world. So, like I was mentioning last time, it is our checkpoint all the time that, when we are doing some things, so we have to check with ourselves that, am I doing this thing for Krishna consciousness or am I doing this thing for my glorification? So, if the answer is second one, which is the glorification expectation, then that is not a very good news because we are doing something which will give us benefit, but again, the expectation is to get glorified and to get highlighted, and that is something which is not advisable. So here we see in this context, we see here Vidura is giving guidance, to Dhritarashtra. He is mentioning him these points that that it is a time for him to go to the forest and do self-realization, because we see that Dhritarashtra, after losing all his sons, he is still stuck. He was still stuck with Pandavas, and he was comfortably living in the by the facilities provided by Pandavas. So he's trying to give that guidance that it is high time that you completely depend upon the Lord and you leave your house. I'll just read this translation one more. It is mentioned, he is certainly a first-class man who awakens and understands, either by himself or from others, the falsity of the misery of this material world, and thus leaves home, depending fully on the personality of Godhead residing within his heart. So it is not very easy to achieve this situation. And now if we say somebody to leave the house, they will be bewildered that, okay, you asked me to join Krishna consciousness and now you're asking me to leave the house. It is not possible. So I was hearing a lecture of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada was saying, you don't have to go anywhere. You have to be where you are, and you have to practice Krishna consciousness then and there. And that is what is called Vairagya. So Vairagya does not mean that you leave everything and go. But Vairagya means, the real Vairagya is that engaging everything what you have in the service of the Lord. And the best, engagement is to engage yourself. See, Krishna has got everything. Krishna doesn't require anything from us. and he has got so many sevaks, he has got so many exalted devotees who are ready to serve him, right? Like the other day we were hearing in the temple from Bhakti Pracharak Maharaj, he was mentioning that Hanumanji was think that Lord Shri Ram was maintaining a diary, and the diary was about the person who are the great devotees of the Lord. So Hanumanji goes and checks the diary, and his name was not there. So he was not disturbed. But when Lord Shri Ram asked him, so he did mention that, I'm surprised that my name is not there. So Lord Shri Ram gave him another diary, and he told him that, this is the diary, and you can see here whose name is here. And in that diary, only Hanuman's name was there. Hanumanji's name was there. So Lord Ram further explains that this second diary is of the diary, of the devotees whom I remember, and the first diary is the diary of the devotees who remember me always. So the point is, when Lord Shri Ram is having a diary of the devotees who are remembering him all the time, then you can understand that, what does Krishna need from us? He doesn't need anything from us. He's got everything. But Krishna says that whatever you're doing, you do with love, Bhajatam Priti Purvakam, and that is what attracts Krishna. So Krishna is self-sufficient. He doesn't require our so-called, offering and things like that. But we do this for our own purification, for our own self-realization. I was reading in the seventh canto, in a chapter where it is mentioned that Prahlad is the best devotee among the exalted devotees. So when Narad Maharishi was explaining this to Yudhishthir Maharaj, so somewhere Yudhishthir Maharaj, because he is a humble devotee, he felt that, what a great devotee Prahlad was, and why can't we become, great as Prahlad? So when Narad Maharishi was explaining this to Yudhishthir Maharaj, he understood that Yudhishthir has got these things in his heart. So immediately he said, you are more fortunate. You are very, very fortunate, more fortunate than any other devotee. And why Narad Maharshi said this? He said this because Krishna was residing along with the Pandavas. So there are so many great devotees who are very powerful, exalted, and who are worshipping Krishna all the time. But see, Krishna was residing with Pandavas in the form of human being, and that is what made Pandavas very, very fortunate. So Krishna doesn't need anything. So there's a story about a thief. This was a thief in Nath Dwara. Nath Dwara is a very, very opulent temple in Rajasthan. So Guru Maharaj once told that, he want to see our temple as opulent as Nath Dwara. So that is why you see in our temple there are a lot of things. You see the altar is having gold and nice decorations and a good theme where you can see all the plants, and temple is very opulent. So it is the desire of our Guru Maharaj to see our temple as as opulent as Nath Dwara. It is not that we want to make temple very opulent, but it is because these things attracts the karmis and the normal people, and they become attracted to come towards temple, and that is how their journey towards Krishna consciousness starts. So I was talking about this thief story who was from Nath Dwara. So this thief, he was a very, very expert thief, in his community. So all his friends, they told, see, you are a very good thief, we understand, but if you have to prove your point, then you need to steal from Nath Dwara temple. The temple is very opulent, full of gold and jewelry. So you need to steal from that. And if you're able to steal from that, then, it is only then we can understand that you are a very, very powerful thief. So he said, okay, challenge is accepted. And then he goes and somehow he breaks opens the door and lock of the temple, and he enters into the Garbhagudi. The thief enters the Garbhagudi. And there he witnesses a different kind of, darshan of Lord. So here Lord is Ranganath ji, Srinath ji. He is because in the night time the pujaris will remove the ornaments, and Lord is in the sleeping dress. So he was thinking, Hare, I saw in the morning Lord was having a lot of jewelry. Where is the jewelry now? And now I have entered the temple. If I don't steal anything, my friends will think that I am not a capable thief. So to prove his point, he was thinking what to do, and then he noticed that there is a umbrella kind of thing on top of the Lord. And then he realized, let me just steal that because that is also made up of gold. And then to steal that, he was not finding anything, no chair, no table there in the Garbhagudi. And he was thinking, how should I reach? So what he did, he started climbing on the deity of the Lord. He put his leg on the thighs of the Lord, and then he put his leg on the shoulder of the Lord, and he was standing and he was stealing that umbrella, golden umbrella. And then he heard somebody laughing, and so he realized somebody has come. So he said, "Who is that laughing? Come forward." So so the answer was, it is me who is Srinathji. Srinathji is laughing. So the Lord said, it is me who is laughing. Then the thief said, why are you laughing? I'm stamping on your shoulder and I'm trying to steal your own property. Why are you laughing? So the Lord said, he said, people come here and they offer different things. In Hindi, it is said that, लोग आते हैं और कोई फल चढ़ाता है, कोई फूल चढ़ाता है, एंड भगवान कहते हैं कि आपने तो अपने आप को चढ़ा दिया. आपने अपने आप को चढ़ा दिया. And the Lord is laughing, Lord is smiling. So the point here is that, whatever we offer to the Lord, it is of not much use until unless we offer with love. And if you offer yourself, like here in this example, accidentally this thief offered himself to the Lord, and the Lord has accepted that. It is Lord's Leela. We don't know that, how Krishna is dealing with different kind of people. We might think, Ari, he's dealing with thief in this manner, but you never know what was this thief's story in the previous life. So we don't know all those things. But all we know is that, Krishna is very merciful. Lord Chaitanya is very merciful. And if we, offer ourselves to Krishna, to Lord Chaitanya, then that will be the best offering. And what to talk about, offering, if you offer with love, Bhajatam Priti Purvakam, then you can imagine how much reciprocation we can receive from Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ye yatha mam prapadyante, whatever, percentage of surrender you do towards Krishna, Krishna is going to reveal himself to us in the similar quantity. So if we are surrendering to Krishna only 5%, then Krishna is going to reveal himself only 5% to us. Remember, you cannot understand Krishna by reading any book or any in your own manner, sitting and thinking about Krishna. Okay, let me see how the Lord is. No, you can never understand. We can never understand about Krishna like that. There is only one way to understand Krishna, and that is by completely surrendering to Krishna. And Krishna himself says that in the shloka in Bhagavad Gita 18.65, Krishna says, Sarva dharman paritejya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha shriyami ma sucha. So if you notice, this sarva word is twice. So Krishna is saying sarva dharman paritejya. If you are going to give up all kind of stupid, rituals or religions you have formed for yourself, and then Krishna is saying, if you surrender unto me, then the assurance is aham tvam sarva papebhyo. He says, I'm going to take away all your sins gradually. And the output of that is that, when our sins are gone, then we are able to easily understand Krishna. So we heard in Bhagavad Gita, in one of the shloka, in I think 3.37, where Arjuna is telling Krishna that, Krishna, I don't want to do any sinful activities, but what to do? Sometimes we are forced to do certain sinful activities, and why do we do that? So see, there are different aspects in a devotee's life, and a devotee should be very, very thoughtful about each and every aspect of his or her life, because every minute decision, Amog Leela Das Prabhu says that every step Maya gives us a choice to either choose Krishna or Maya. So there are a lot of things in a devotee's life. Like we have Maya Devi, who is ready to test us or who is ready to purify us. Then we have Krishna, who is giving guidance in the form of Paramatma in our heart. Then we have Lord Chaitanya, who is showering his mercy in the age of Kali, in the golden age of Kali. Then we have all other devatas who are assisting a devotee who is sincerely practicing Krishna consciousness. Then we have time factor, the yuga factor. Then we have the holy name, which is protecting a devotee all the time. Then we have the mercy of Tulsi Maharani, who is removing all the sins when a devotee is circumambulating Tulsi Maharani. Then we have deity worship. So when we were doing deity worship, then we are establishing our love and a kind of relationship with Krishna. That, my dear Lord, I offered this to you yesterday. Oh my, when you are going out for shopping, you are thinking, what can I bring from my altar? What can I bring for Krishna? When you are seeing something nice, you immediately remember, oh, I think this should be given to Krishna because this belongs to Krishna. Then we have a lot of factors. We have offenses which happen, for the devotees. Like yesterday, we were hearing from Matrapati Prabhu that these offenses take away everything from us, and it is from Hari Chintamani Prabhu was mentioning that when we are not happy seeing a devotee, then it's an offense. And then Prabhu mentioned, any devotee who is doing these offenses, so will certainly go to hell. Then what to talk about we being initiated and we following the four regulative principles and chanting 16 rounds. So there is something called, a mercy of Guru. So a lot of factors are there. Now a devotee should intelligently make his choice. Otherwise, it is going to take a lot of time for a devotee, maybe some janmas also, to get back to Goloka. There are different kind of calamities which happen in a devotee's life. I was reading one of the lecture. I was hearing one of the lecture. In that it was mentioned that when we follow Krishna consciousness, we go through a lot of difficulties, and the explanation to that is that Krishna knows that we need to take 100 more births, but Krishna is trying to shorten that journey, and he's trying to somehow give those problems to us, so that we purify ourselves, and we claim our sinful activities which we have done, and we become free out of it, and we come back to Krishna. Correct? But that is the point here. When we want to avoid all kind of sufferings and problems, we never know how many more births we were supposed to take. Like one of the devotee was mentioning that we are only the mercy cases. See, we cannot think that we have done all kind of pious activities in the past. At least I cannot think that we have done all kind of pious activities in our previous lives. I have read all the shastras. I have done tapasya. No, I don't think I have done. But this mercy is got, I've got free of course from the devotees, from the representative of our Guru Maharaj, from Srila Prabhupada. We have got this mercy. So we have mercy petition. You would have heard about mercy petition. When some criminal files mercy petition to President of India, and if the President of India says, okay, fine, accept it, so the person is freed, set free, right? So we are all such cases, mercy kind of cases where we are getting everything. It is a mercy. It is not our qualification. So when we are getting everything as a mercy, then it is important that we follow that sincerely. Otherwise, we are already mercy petition cases. If we don't follow sincerely, it is going to take, I don't know how many janmas for us to come back to Krishna, or come back to this platform to follow Krishna consciousness also. So it is very important that a devotee doesn't get frustrated, like it is mentioned by Prabhupada here, that frustration can only be a stepping stone. It cannot be like I am frustrated with my material life, so let me just give up everything and follow Krishna consciousness. It's okay. No, it can be just a stepping stone. Otherwise, like Amog Lila Das Prabhu says that one person, he gave up his family life, Grahastha life, because Grahastha life is full of challenges. So he said, I will give up Grahastha life. I'll go to the forest, or I'll join a temple. So he went and joined a temple, and then in the temple, they were not treating him very well. Of course, because we have a lot of services, we cannot just sit and chant and sleep and eat food. No, it's not like that. There are a lot of services in the temple. So sometimes somebody spoke to him harshly, and then he was sitting and thinking, "Arey, in my house they were treating me badly, but at least I was getting nice masala dosa, as a breakfast, and nice sweet sometimes used to prepare, and children's were also good. It is part of life to be happy and to sad." And this person started thinking like that, and he went back to his family life. So this is what happens when we are doing something out of frustration. So for a devotee, it is important that he takes an intelligent decision. And like I mentioned, a lot of factors: Maya Devi, Guru Kripa, Krishna's mercy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, and then all devotees' prayers, mercy, Guru Maharaj representatives' mercy is there, and different services which we get in the temple. So all these play a role. So a devotee should very, very clearly align his path, that he is very careful not to do any offenses, and he is very careful to follow Krishna consciousness in an intelligent manner, not out of sentiments, and following Krishna consciousness not to gain glorification, not to gain any importance in their life, but follow the ideal examples in the mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, like I like the example of Kolavicha Sridhar, who attracted the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful, but he becomes attracted by the humble devotees. And when we become humble devotees, we avoid all kind of offenses, and we follow Krishna consciousness with full intelligence. And that sets the path for self-realization. And that is the point which I was trying to make. That is why we went round and round talking about different aspects. And then this is the final aspect that, when we understand and follow Krishna consciousness by keeping all the offenses away, and in our heart, becoming happy for every devotee, praying for every devotee, every single devotee, then Krishna becomes attracted towards us, and then Krishna reveals himself to us. And that is where our journey towards Krishna consciousness becomes a blessing. And then what to talk about, the final destination, which will unite us with Krishna. And that becomes a very easy step, because everything is purified by following Krishna consciousness in a right manner. So I will stop here. If you have any questions, you can ask me any questions, or if you have any comments, you can make the comments. If I have done any mistakes, I seek forgiveness from each one of you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Patita Pavan Guru Maharaj ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.